Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and business sponsors who make these live presentations possible. I'm Jim McCoy, along with Mark McLemore on the camera, Becca Miracle, and we're coming to you from the Cascade Christian High School Pavilion in Medford, Oregon. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to our Lithia Superstore pregame show as we get set for the boys basketball matchup between the Brookings Harbor Bruins and the Cascade Christian Challengers. Thank you for joining us for local live sports coverage at TableRockSports.net. Welcome to our home and visiting fans watching today. Joe Brett is our executive producer. Our sponsors keep these events free for fans to enjoy. Please let them know you appreciate their support. Please help Table Rock Sports by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And thank you to the now over 4,000 fans who already have. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. And when we return, Mark and I will get you set for the start of tonight's ball game. The Bruins and the Challengers on TableRockSports.net.
One of the things I like most about working at the Ashland Food Co-op is that it's a partner with RVTD's Employer Pass program. It makes it super easy for me to get to work and save a ton of money. I play a lot of musical instruments. I bought my own tuba when I started working at the co-op. Sometimes I'll bring it into work to play for like my coworkers and the customers. When I bring my tuba onto the bus with me, it definitely gets a lot of heads turned and people will ask me, "What's that thing? Why is it so big?" RVTD is moving our community forward.
Don't miss the Start Something New sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Jump online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
And we welcome you back to the Cascade Christian Pavilion and want to remind you to check out the new sports voice in Southern Oregon, the Ace Sports Radio, AM 1300, 107.9 FM, and streaming live at the acesportsradio.com, featuring 5 live NFL games a week. And we got the Super Bowl coming up a week from Sunday, the Ace Sports Radio. Here we have the Challengers and Bruins getting ready to tee it up. The Bruins come in with an overall record of 3-15 on the season. They're currently in the middle of a 2-game slide. Their most recent defeat coming Tuesday at the hands of North Valley at home, 65-36 decision. Prior to that, a 9-point loss to Lakeview. Their last victory came back on the 22nd of January in a 57-42 victory against Pacific. Meanwhile, on the Challenger side of things, they are presently undefeated in the league play with an unblemished 4-0 record and an overall record of 12-4. Cascade now inside the top 5. Last look at the power rankings. The Challengers were sitting at number 5, so they put themselves in a strong position to end up grabbing a home game to open the playoffs and try to make another trip over to Coos Bay for the Oregon 3A state tournament. In case you missed it earlier, the Cascade Christian Challenger girls picked up yet another victory. They ran their league record to 5-0 with a decisive 59-35 victory against the Bruins. In the game, Izzy McCauley led the way with 15. Also, Emma Coates with 13 in the ball game, and Bryn Coppage coming off the bench to contribute 10. So they're looking good. Next up for both the Challenger girls and boys. Well, the Challenger girls will be in action again tomorrow night, and we'll have that game for you on TableRockSports.net as the Challengers take on one of the best 3A teams in the state in Pleasant Hill. Then on Tuesday night, the Challenger boys and girls will both be at it against the Rogue River Chieftains. If Coach Morris wins here tonight, that's career victory 699. A victory on Tuesday would put him in the rarefied air of 700 wins. In case you missed it, Rogue Valley Times had a great article by Chris Henry talking about Coach Morris and his long coaching career, and right now he stands at 58 years old and shows really no signs of slowing down. If you wonder what the all-time record for wins in the state of Oregon is, Mike Doherty, who coached for some 35 seasons, ended up with 850 career wins. What was noteworthy about Coach Morris's win on Wednesday is it tied him with a guy who was really kind of a mentor to him. A lot of folks, if I say the name Dennis Murphy, you know him from his years of success with the St. Mary's Crusaders, and then was the founding coach of the South Medford boys basketball program and had a fantastic career there between St. Mary's and South Medford, a pair of state championships. Coach Morris with 5 state championships going back to 2007, and here in a year where they thought it would be kind of a rebuilding year for the Challengers, a number of players who are stepping into into bigger roles have really stepped up, and got a number of young players who are really rounding into form and will be guys that we can look forward to having a great time in the years to come. We're going to go ahead and take another timeout. This portion of our pregame show has been brought to you by Abby's Pizza. With locations to serve you throughout Southern Oregon, make Abby's Pizza your postgame stop. With a menu that covers all your family favorites, Abby's is an Oregon postgame tradition since the 60s. See you after the game at Abby's. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be right back.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, we're back at courtside. Shane Petch, our public address announcer for this evening, getting the initial announcements done, reminding everybody to, well, as the Southern Oregon Sports Commission campaign says, to know your role, enjoy being a fan, root positively and with energy for your team. And right now we're going to take a quick timeout and be right back.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
First, the visiting Bruins. A 5'8" junior, number 3, Xander Carlson. A 6'6" junior, number 10, Patrick Hack. A 5'11" senior, number 14, Colton Smitell. A 5'10" senior, number 23, Devin Gowdy. And a 5'9" senior, number 25, Edgar Garcia. The Bruins are under the direction of head coach Luke Beeman and assistant coach Brian Carlson. And now, for you, Cascade Christian Challenger. The 6-foot senior guard. Number 1, Riley Richardson. A 6-foot senior guard. Number 2, Jared Franconia. A 6'2" junior wing. Number 3, Brady Locker. 6'2" junior wing, number 12, Derek Farmer. And a 6'3" senior forward, number 13, Kenny Goldie. The Challengers are under the direction of head coach Brian Morris and assistant coaches Ryan McLemore, Jeremy France, Cody Reese, and Jordan Jenkins.
There are your starting lineups as presented by public address announcer Shane Petch. Challengers in their home white uniforms. Andy Alvarez in the starting lineup along with Jaron Frankowiak, Derek Farmer, Brady Klecker. Alvarez going to start in place of Cade Goldade this evening. Tip controlled by the Bruins. Bringing it out of backcourt will be Edgar Garcia. Garcia on the drive against Klecker, misses the shot. Trying to save it is Colton Spatel. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will remain Brookings Harbor basketball. Shot from the near side corner. Rebound taken by the Challengers. Frankowiak feeds it to Farmer. Farmer with the reverse. 2. Derek Farmer gets the Challengers on the board to make it a 2-0 ball game. Garcia with it for Downing. Patrick Hatch making a move against Alvarez. Spins. Shot short there with the defense. Andy Alvarez. 6'5 freshman. His first career varsity start. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Cascade Christian basketball. 7:14 left to go in the first. Richardson out of backcourt. Bounce pass, Frankowiak. He'll kick it out for Farmer. Klecker with it. Tries a bounce pass inside for Alvarez, but it is broken up by the Bruins. Spatel now for Edgar Garcia. He'll spin in traffic, will kick it out. Shooting is Hatch. In and out. Heartbreak for the Bruins. Quickly up the floor. Richardson. Klecker will shoot from long distance. Splat. It goes. Challengers with the early 5-0 lead. Spatel now for Hatch. No motion offense here. Losing the ball off his leg is Spatel. Now the Challengers on the break. Richardson glides to the hole, and he lays it up and in. Challengers jumping out to the quick early lead. Little backcourt pressure. Garcia gets it now. Drives against Richardson. He'll have to kick it out now for Downing. He drives to the hole. Misses it. Farmer's there. On the outlet to Richardson. The reverse is good. Challengers jumping out to the quick 9-0 lead. Working out of backcourt, Spatel. Out of her Hatch. He'll drive. The runner off the glass. There to collect the rebound is Farmer. Farmer quickly up the floor. Richardson, the senior, will lay it up and in. Briley Richardson. He's got 6 in the ball game. 5:13 left to go on the first. Timeout called. We'll take one as well, and we'll be back in 60 seconds on TableRockSports.net.
Enjoy yourselves. There's a concession stand and merch available outside in the hallway. Welcome and Challenger Night visitors.
Trying to stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
Bruin basketball out of the timeout. Near steal there by Derek Farmer. So the Bruins having all kinds of trouble with the defensive pressure of the Challengers. Klecker adjusts as Gottsman checks into the ball game. Garcia trying to work against Richardson. Has a little trouble with ball control there. Gathers himself. Tries to get the shot. Hatch with the ball. Loses it out of bounds. Challengers get it back. Leading 11-0 here in the first quarter of play. Richardson with the basketball. Works around the perimeter. Looking for Farmer. You can see they had an alley-oop play on mind. He taps himself on the chest. I think Richardson looking to try to get something better there that Farmer could handle. Meanwhile, Farmer with the defense, and they try to work the ball over for Colton Spatel. Outside of Hatch at 6'6" and Toby Lampley at 6'5". Not a lot of height on this Brookings Harbor roster. Driving hard to the hole. Good-looking drive there, but Carlson can't get it to go. Bruins keep possession of the basketball. They'll dump it inside. Moving to the hoop is Hatch. As Hatch makes his move, loses the basketball. Substitutions into the ball game. Alvarez will come out. Carson Willard into the ball game. Richardson out of backcourt. He'll make a move to the hoop. His shot. No good. Rebound by Hatch. Out of backcourt he'll go. Little drive and kick there by the Bruins. Broken up by Richardson. Richardson sprinting out of backcourt. And he's had it going offensively of late. Willard's going to shoot the shot. That one a little bit short. And we have an injury timeout called as you see Derek Farmer on the floor for the Challengers. Looks like he's going to need a little bit of help. Not able to put any pressure on his right leg. That'll bring Taylor Snowden into the ball game. Kurt Smet, athletic trainer for the Challengers, will look after him. And Coach Morris making sure any wet spots on the floor are taken care of. We got 3:35 left to go in the first quarter of play. Challengers up 11-0. Pass broken up. Snowden is there. Outlets for Richardson. Now Gottsman will shoot from three-point range. His shot rolls off. Rebound taken by Garcia. He'll wheel and deal out of the backcourt. Goes to his left. As he makes his move, he pulls up in the low post, and his pass broken up. Challengers on the move. And Briley Richardson lays it up and in. He's got 8 in the game. Meanwhile, Bruins. Xander Carlson on the drive. And as he works his way into the paint, we'll have a foul called against the Challengers. I'll go against Richardson, his first, and that'll send Carlson to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2 with 2:53 to go in the first. First free throw attempt, rims off. It remains an 11-0 ball game. Carlson. Second attempt, that one off. It remains a 13-0 ball game as I bring the scoreboard up to date. Gottsman will fire from the short corner. His shot a little bit long. Offensive rebound by Willard. Now Alvarez going to make a move to the hoop. Little scoop shot there. Can't get it to go. Willard with the putback attempt. And he scores. Carson Willard with his first bucket of the ball game. Challengers with the 15-0 lead. Spatel. Now up top it goes to Devin Downing. Downing, loose handle on the ball. Now Hatch with it. He'll pull up, shoot shot off to the right. Rebound by Snowden. Taylor surveying the landscape. Bounce pass down on the low post, and it is taken away by the Bruins. Bruins looking for their first bucket of the ball game. Garcia going to let it fly. The shot just a little bit short. There with the rebound on the weak side is Willard. Quickly up the floor to Snowden. Snowden drives to the hole. 2. Timeout called by the Challengers. 1:44 left to go in the first. 17-0. We'll be back after these messages.
Carpet One has been serving Southern Oregon for 68 years.
And it's time to celebrate during our 68th anniversary sale.
Save on Southern Oregon's largest inventory of hardwood, waterproof flooring, carpet, laminate, and tile.
Plush carpet just $268 a square foot.
Laminate $168 a square foot.
Waterproof plank an incredible 68 cents a square foot.
Plus pay no interest for 12 full months. During the 68th anniversary sale at both Lippert's Carpet One locations, Medford and Grants Pass.
Don't miss the Start Something New sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
17-0 your score with 1:44 left to go in the first quarter. Jim McCoy here. I'm just going to assume that probably that JV game for the boys must have gone a little bit long. And hopefully Coach Mark McLemore will be joining us here shortly. Bruins still looking to get on the scoreboard. Challengers defense is doing once again a great job of flustering the opposition, disrupting the flow of the offense. Been a couple good looks, though, and they just haven't been able to get them to fall. Once again, inbound for the Bruins. Hatch. Inbounds. Downing. He'll work it across the timeline at midcourt. Swings it right wing. Hatch working against Alvarez. Shakes the defender. Launches the shot. Can't get it to go. They're making a move to the hoop. And now the steal by Willard. Willard quickly out of backcourt. His shot just a little bit short. 1:15 left to go in the first. And a travel call against the Bruins. Frankowiak out of backcourt. Pulls up, shoots from 15, his shot short. Alvarez with the putback. Andy Alvarez, freshman with his first bucket of the ball game, quickly going the other way. Challengers with the steal. Alvarez up the floor. Frankowiak feeds to Snowden. Snowden spins, works to Alvarez. Skip past Richardson, has an open look from 3, and he knocks it down. Garcia, backcourt pressure by Frankowiak. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Brookings Harbor basketball. Bruins will inbound along their baseline. And shot missed there. Alvarez with the rebound. Outlet for Klecker. 15 seconds to go in the first. Klecker, good defense there by Hatch. Ends up out of bounds. Shot by the Bruins. Now Alvarez will let fly, and he just misses it. And that will end the first quarter of play. After one, it is the Challengers 22. Brookings Harbor still looking to get on the board. And we'll be right back after these messages on TableRockSports.net. Back here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, we're getting ready for the start of the second quarter. Brookings Harbor still looking to try to get on the board. A lot of trouble against that Challenger defense. Challengers will come out, start the second with Taylor Snowden. Derek Farmer went down with an injury in the first quarter and couldn't put any weight on his right leg. That's needless to say, disconcerting. But he's being tended to. Best of care that athletic trainer Kurt Smet looking after him. Taylor Snowden opens up the second quarter with a shot. He misses the attempt. Spatel out of backcourt. Working against Gottsman. Pass up top, Spatel. Down low post for Hatch. Hatch tries to make a move. Some contact down there, but no foul called there. And Spatel now corrals it. Now for Downing. Downing working against Klecker. Misses the shot. Richardson out of backcourt. Gottsman shoots. And he knocks it down. Gottsman knocks down the triple for his first points of the night. Now they try to work it down low for Toby Lampley. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Challenger basketball. Bruins take it out of backcourt. Downing. Downing. Devin Downing. And the foul will go against Taylor Snowden. For Snowden, his first personal foul. Downing gets his team on the board. 6:29 to go here in the first half of play. Patrick Hatch now at the free throw line. And the foul called against Andy Alvarez. That'll be his first of the ball game. Attempt on its way, and it's good. So the Bruins picking up points at the free throw line. Second one is good. 25-3 your score now. Challengers out of the backcourt. Snowden fires down low for Willard. Kicks it out. Richardson swinging around the horn, and now inside for Willard. He banks it home. Carson Willard. He's got 4 in the game. Garcia working against Klecker, looking for Hatch. Hatch has a good look. Can't get the shot to go, but he hustles for the rebound. Spatel, Downing, shot in and out. Hatch, he banks it home. 27-5, and now Klecker going the other way, drives hard, can't get the shot to fall. Hatch with the rebound for Brookings Harbor. Hatch, defended by Snowden. They work it down on the low post to Toby Lampley, the 6'5 senior, makes a move. Can't get the shot to go, but he is fouled. That'll send him to the free throw line. Foul called against Brady Klecker. That'll be his first. First free throw attempt by Lampley is long. Snowden will come out of the game. Frankowiak returns. Oddly enough, in all of this scoring, as Lampley hits, Frankowiak, the leading scorer, has yet to score in the ball game. 27-6. Willard, around the horn it goes. In the corner, Carson will let it fly. Shot long, but there with the putback, Briley Richardson. Briley with 13 in the ball game. Garcia picked up by Willard. They'll work at high post. Hatch. Now for Downing. Downing trying to go to work there against Richardson. And we'll have a foul there along the baseline. And it's a foul on the floor, so that'll be inbound for the Bruins. 14 fouls for the Challengers, none for the Bruins here in the quarter. Meanwhile, Garcia lets it fly, can't get it to go. Challengers on the break. Gavin Casebeer, who's just checked into the ball game, can't get the handle on it. And the Bruins have the ball back. So it was 22-0 after the first quarter. Bruins doing most of their damage at the free throw line. Lampley down low. And it'll be the Challengers coming out of backcourt. Briley Richardson, he's got 15 in the ball game, and joining me now, Mark McLemore.
Yeah, we just played 2 games, and unfortunately for us, the refs didn't show up on time, and so the games went late.
Oh, boy.
And I just sent some of the JV players over here because the games went late.
Oh, man.
So that's what happens when your referees don't show up on time.
Ooh, that's not a good thing.
No.
Klecker will let it fly from downtown. His shot just a little bit long. Well, needless to say, as you can tell by the score, it's been kind of a wild affair here. With Richardson has 15. Derek went down with an injury in the first.
He's got an ankle. I just saw him in the team room when I put some stuff out there.
All right. Meanwhile, Challengers on the break. Klecker lays it up and in. Timeout called by the Challengers. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Just a little bit of housekeeping over here. Table Rock Sports thanks our great sponsors, including John L. Scott Real Estate, our scoreboard sponsors, and our longtime friends from Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less in Southern Oregon. Well, tell us about once you got something going here. And I just saw Dominic Gritters come in and I was like, I'll bet you one of the games went long.
Well, what happened is that we went to start the JV2 game, and they only had one ref. And so he goes, oh, yeah, he just texted me, he's going to be late. And finally, after 10 minutes of him not showing up, I knew how we had 2 games in a row before the varsity game. It's like, you have to start reffing by yourself because we have players that are going to play in a varsity game that these games have to get played on time.
Yeah.
Right? So we started the first game. I'll bet it was almost a half an hour late by the time we got started. Ooh. And, of course, you're never going to make that up. And our second game was against South Medford, and it came South Medford's freshman team and our JV team, which is a pretty good matchup. We lost 63-66. So we played them right down to the wire, and they have a really good freshman team. They won our JV tournament, if you remember, at the Christmas Classic. Anyway, two very close, good games for our kids, which is what we want, competitive games. But the referees, unfortunately, being late, caused a lot of problems.
Yes, it can wreak a lot of havoc. Meanwhile, Downing driving to the hoop, and he lays it up and in. The Bruins, after going scoreless in the first, have 8 here in the second. Snowden with the basketball. Now for Klecker. Klecker will kick it out. Case Beer drives hard to the hole. Can't get it to go. Willard there trying to fight for the rebound. We had Andy Albert. Well, you'd probably know this because Andy probably started out the day over
actually,
with you.
He actually didn't today because they knew he was going to play varsity and probably start. I don't know if they started him.
He did.
Since they knew that, I didn't get any quarters from him today.
Okay. Well, that probably, in reality, makes some of what you guys were able to do over there even all the more amazing.
Yeah, we played well, and it was fun. It was fun to see the kids excel and play against better competition, and like I said, 2 very competitive games. So Brookings, we actually played Brookings JV team with our JV2 team, and then we played South Medford's freshmen with our JV team, and both games very, very competitive. So and fun, and all the kids got to play. Everybody got their time on the court, and that's what you want. You want competitive games. So.
Well, and here, hitting the free throw is Downing, making it 33-9. So Klecker's out there with Alvarez, Gottsman, Willard, and Snowden. Snowden shaking and baking in the near corner. Well, swinging around the horn. Klecker with it. Gottsman thought about a 3. Klecker fires. His shot off to the left. Snowden with the reverse. Taylor Snowden with his first bucket of the ball game. 1:58 left to go in the half.
No, he just traveled. They didn't call it.
Well, it's funny. We had Kellen here during halftime of the girls' game.
No, did you?
Well, we're talking about how I just found out who the nickname KJ was for.
Oh, yeah.
That being with Brady. But I said, who actually reminds me, Kellen, I said, who actually reminds me more of you than your own brother. And, of course, I let fly with the stat that the guy has 2 3-point attempts for every shot inside the arc.
Yes.
He goes, it's Huddy Gottsman, isn't it? And I said, absolutely it is.
Yep.
35-9.
Well, and what's really interesting about this game being the score that it is, considering the fact that there are guys that aren't playing tonight.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm assuming Caden hasn't seen the floor tonight.
He has not.
And so he's resting. He's got some body stuff going on with him, and then you got Derek, you mentioned, went out in the first quarter. Looked like, you can see him over there with his crutches, and looked like a pretty good ankle sprain for him. So
yeah,
he'll probably be out for a week or so. But anyway, it'd be nice to get this team healthy all at the same time because I don't even know that we've had that this year.
Well, and then illness has been sweeping through the Cascade
that's exactly
campus.
what I mean.
Willard's going to fire. His shot just a little bit long. Rebound taken by Carlson. Guarded by Clacker. He'll drive to the hole. He slides through the traffic and lays it up and in. Meanwhile, Richardson. And he's got 17 of the game, and I believe that might be a varsity career high for him.
He's been playing much better of late.
Yes, he has. So. He's definitely been in the mix of things. There you can see trying to get a little play there for Alvarez. That didn't work out so well. Now they're going to go quickly up the floor. Big shot there by the Bruins. And knocking it down is Brody Bavaro. Willard the other way.
Yeah,
Willard with 6 points tonight.
Yeah. It's good to get some of these other guys a chance to play some minutes, too.
Well, you never know when you're going to need them.
Well, like with Derek's ankle.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's probably where it's good that the boys did not play Pleasant Hill tomorrow like they were going to originally.
Yeah, well, there is still a JV and a JV2 game happening tomorrow.
Okay.
Against Pleasant Hill at the times shown on the OSAA side, but there is not a varsity game, which, yeah, like you said, is probably a good thing.
Richardson, his shot short. Time running down here.
Intentional foul? What did they call that for?
That, I was going to say, they don't know Carson very well. Because I don't know that not all fouls that look intentional are necessarily intentional, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that call was. I don't know what that was.
Morse doesn't look too exercised by it, so maybe. And, of course, that'll provide an opportunity at the free throw line for Spatell. His shot, in and out.
He's got one more, and then Brookings will get the ball here with 1 second to go in the half.
Second attempt on its way. Nothing but net. Update the scoreboard here, 39-15. And it'll be Bruin basketball, 1 second left. And there to step in front of it, Alvarez, and that'll end the first half of play. We have a half of basketball in the books. We invite you to stay tuned for the Medford Parks Recreation Department halftime report. That'll come up after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Carpet One has been serving Southern Oregon for 68 years.
And it's time to celebrate during our 68th anniversary sale.
Save on Southern Oregon's largest inventory of hardwood, waterproof flooring, carpet, laminate, and tile.
Plush carpet just $268 a square foot.
Laminate $168 a square foot.
Waterproof plank an incredible 68 cents a square foot.
Plus pay no interest for 12 full months. During the 68th anniversary sale at both Lippert's Carpet One locations, Medford and Grants Pass.
Don't miss the Start Something New sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
I don't know what his last name is, but his name is Alan. He used to do Y-ball with one of my kids.
To stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans Find out more. Visit heartinsurance.com.
The guy is not going to retire anytime soon.
Do you have a link to that you can send me maybe?
Yeah. Back here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, and while we're away at the break, we were talking a little bit, Mark and I, nice write-up for Coach Morris in the Rogue Valley Times about Coach Morris and his career, tying coaching legend Dennis Murphy at 698. And I was talking about in the girls' game, Dennis Murphy is kind of a key figure in the coaching career of Coach Morris.
Yeah, he really is, and he's always, if you remember right, Murphy started off over at St. Mary's, right? And so they coached against each other for a while, and they know each other. They've been good friends, and I think at one point Dennis might have even talked Brian into the doing a little bit more than he was thinking he was going to do. So it's good to see that happen, I think, for Coach, and which means if he's at 798, you know what that means. Tonight is 799.
Yeah, 699.
I mean 699, and obviously the next opportunity to get 700 is not very far away.
No, as a matter of fact, we got our eyes open for Tuesday night against Rogue River, and of course, the
beauty of it is a home game.
Yes,
and so I'm glad it turned out that it's going to be a home game for him to get to 700, because there's not a ton of coaches in the state that have got to 700.
Well, he's right now. If he passes Murphy tonight, he'll be at number 5.
Right. So that puts him in the top 5, and he's just been he's a great example, role model for the kids. You see the kids come back, his players, his ex-players come back and talk to him all the time, and I just really enjoy. The relationships that we have as a coaching staff is fabulous, and it's just been fun to be part of the program, and I think he just really makes everyone feel welcome.
Right,
he really does. He's great at that, whether it's parents or kids or coaches. He just runs a really solid program, and just really makes everyone feel welcome and part of the program. And it's just been so good, as someone makes a 3, so good to be part of it.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Well, and here he is right now in the middle of, he's 58 years old, and the gist I get out of it, Mark, is that I don't think he intends on hanging it up anytime soon.
No, he doesn't talk about that at all. He talks about what's next and going forward and pressing on, and how much he enjoys getting the kids in some cases where they haven't, even in years where maybe that we don't have as much talent as we've had in other years, of really pushing kids and making them better and trying to get back to the state tournament every year.
Yeah.
And been very successful at doing that.
Yeah, well, it has been quite a story, and I know Joe had him and Derek and Jaron on the Ace a few days back, and just, well, for one thing, you hear the joy that he has in doing it. And then through that also you see where the kids just have a real love for him. And I know that people from the outside might pin the success of Cascade Christian on a lot of things as a private school. It's like, come over and meet our coaches.
Yeah.
And I think you meet the coaches and you look at the longevity, the stability that they've brought to the program. And you look at the culture that they have built. When you have all those things together, those programs are going to be successful. Not only do we see it with Brian, but we see it with John Getman in the football program, Rob Klecker in the volleyball program.
Yeah, and it really starts with getting younger kids involved too. And if you look at over the years, Brian's always had good parents, middle school coaches. The kids are starting to play basketball at early ages that are going to Grace, and understanding that you have to build it from the bottom up. You're not going to just suddenly appear with a bunch of basketball players if they don't start playing when they're younger, and that's part of the beauty of the program here, is that the kids that are coming into our program have skills because they've been involved in basketball at an early age, and that's good to see. And it's that structure is also in place. There's middle school teams, there's middle school AAU teams. There's a lot of kids playing basketball in the lower levels that contribute to this level.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll get you ready for the start of the second half. The halftime report brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. Visit playmedford.com for the latest recreation guide. All the sports leagues, classes, and special events await you. Visit playmedford.com to learn more, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
The things I like most about working at the Ashland Food Co-op is that it's a partner with RVTD's Employer Pass program. It makes it super easy for me to get to work and save a ton of money. I play a lot of musical instruments. I bought my own tuba when I started working at the co-op. Sometimes I'll bring it into work to play for like my coworkers and the customers. When I bring my tuba onto the bus with me, it definitely gets a lot of heads turned and people will ask me, what's that thing? Why is it so big? RVTD is moving our community forward.
Don't miss the Start Something New sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
We're just moments away from the start of the second half. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore. Becca Miracle on the camera. The Challengers jumped out the 22-0 lead. And then, Brookings Harbor had an outburst in the second quarter of 15 points. If nothing else, I mean, I can remember a game where Illinois Valley came in here about 10 years ago, played a game, and I think they scored 16 the whole game.
Yeah.
At least in this kind of situation, you feel good for your opposition that they're starting to hit their shots and once again and kind of making a little bit more out of a game out of it. I don't think coming in at 3-15 that they had any illusions that it would be a David and Goliath affair this evening. And so Micah Johnson in the house. Look out, world. Of course, Micah Johnson, longtime assistant coach, team manager with the Challengers, Cascade Christian graduate. Well, there again, you talk about another guy from days gone by.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
He found his ways to make contributions to the program, and here he is all these years later coming up and paying a visit. I think he's working down in Central California now. And
yeah, it's Napa Valley area, I think.
I can think of worse places to live.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah. So now the Challengers come out, third quarter. Alvarez out there along with Snowden, Gottsman, Richardson, and Klecker. And it will be Hatch with the inbound to Garcia. Garcia drives, tries a little Euro step, can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. There's Snowden with the outlet to Richardson. Briley going to let it fly. Actually gives it up for Gottsman.
Yep.
Can't get that one to go.
Challengers with a little pressure here to start the third quarter just to make sure that they don't get disengaged from the game. If I'm guessing what coach is trying to do here, he's just trying to say, look, we're going to pick up full court and we're going to play tough defense and we're not going to let these guys think they can make some sort of a run here in the third quarter.
There's Andy Alvarez with the hands-on defense. Well, you've seen a lot more of him than I have. Give you kind of a little bit of an opportunity as Hatch scores. Talk a little bit about what we can expect in the growth of this player.
Yeah, well, I think he's going to be 6'7" or 6'8". He's about 6'4" and a half or so right now, and he is a freshman, remember. So he's got a lot of, but as you can see, he's got really good feet, really good footwork for a big guy, and I think he's really going to contribute going down the road, and it's going to be good for Challenger basketball to have him around. And
Carlson misses the shot. He'll kick it out for Downing. Downing drives, and he gets it to go. No, you can definitely see where he's got a lot of potential as Gottsman lays it up and in. Gottsman with 5 in the game.
Yeah, you got Gottsman, a sophomore, out there as well for the Challengers, and Alvarez, a freshman. So there's a couple of guys out there that are going to make impacts for years to come for the Challenger program. There's a block by Alvarez.
Well, definitely you can tell he's got that feel for the defense. Gottsman, 2.
and Brookings failing to get back on defense, which is one of those things that if I'm playing Cascade Christian, you got to make them play half court.
Right. Carlson will bring it past the timeline at midcourt, working against Gottsman. He'll work it left, picks up his dribble, and then tries to go behind the back, and Spatel, difficulty with the shot. And I like the hustle there.
Yeah, good hustle by Alvarez.
Here comes Carson Willard.
And Alvarez is going to go out.
So, well, he's got size in his bloodlines. Tim, I'd forgotten about how big a man Tim is until I saw him in the gym the other day, and it's like, grandfather Claudio is a big dude. And so, yeah, he comes by it honestly. And, well, then, of course, we know we're talking about with Tim. One of the things I'll be interested to see is how Alvarez does as a baseball player.
I hear he's a heck of a pitcher.
And Coach Schaefer will be happy to have it.
Yes, he can use all the pitching he can get, especially with those new pitch count rules that they've been dealing with for the last 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Downing. And the Bruins lose it in traffic. But now the Challengers with a quick turnover, and as things get a little bit sloppy.
Yes, on both sides.
Gavin Casebeer checking into the ball game. And I think that's probably one of the things, if I'm one of the deep reserves for the Challengers, I want to be able to demonstrate as a player that there's not going to be a lot of drop-off when I get into the ball game, that I maybe don't have quite the tools that the starters do, but that I can be relied upon when I come into the game.
Absolutely.
Snowden supplying the defense there. Casebeer's also in. Garcia working against Richardson.
Shot clock down to 10.
They'll whip it back to Downing. Downing on the drive with the left hand. Can't quite get it to go. Gottsman with the rebound. Quickly up the floor. Klecker lays it up with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Casebeer with the rebound. Richardson with the deep three. His shot no good. There with the rebound is Carlson. Carlson going to spin, fade away, no good. Carlson get another look. And then Richardson collects the rebound. Way up the floor quickly to Klecker. Klecker bounce pass Snowden. Back to Gottsman. Splash!
And that's the one thing Gottsman can do. He can certainly knock down a three when you need one.
He's hit for double figures now with 10 in the game. Hatch going the other way. Heard those footsteps.
Yeah, this is one where the referees are getting their money's worth. They're running up and down the court here.
And there's Brady Klecker. Klecker now has 7. Alvarez and Willard getting ready to check back into the ball game. Garcia against Richardson. Kicks it back. Downing. Good defense there by the Challengers. Hatch manages to wrest it away. Now a shot from deep. Ball loose on the floor, and they'll say that Gavin touched it last.
Gavin Casebeer knocked it out. That's good. That's good hands by him.
Gottsman going to come out of the ball game. So will Klecker.
Mm-hmm. Riley Richardson still in there for the Challengers.
Well, he's kind of having a night. But you mentioned, he's the month of January has been kind to Briley.
Yeah, he's been working toward a night, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, he's been steadily in double figures for the last several ball games. And you know that especially with perimeter shooters, there's going to be an ebb and flow to it.
Yep.
That, there would be times when Gottsman would get hot, and then he's cooled down some. But then Briley's kind of stepped up into the breach. Richardson from 3.
And when that three's on, he's tough to guard because he can attack the rim and shoot the three.
And he's always had a little bit of flair in his game, if you know what I mean.
Yes, he does.
Of course, hopefully that didn't cause you too many ulcers when you were working with him at the JV level, if you know what I mean.
No. Remember, I didn't get to really work with him too much because last year he sat out.
Yeah.
Where he would have probably played quite a bit of JV, but he because of his, he went to Grants Pass for a term,
Yes.
And so he ended up having to sit out most of the season last year. And I'm really glad for him that he's having such a great year after having to sit that one out last year.
Well, he definitely has made good use of the time. There's no question about that. Garcia with the shot, off target. Willard with the rebound up to Richardson. Now up the floor for
Klecker.
Klecker. Now Klecker's got 11 in the ball game. 55-21. Carlson on the drive, goes to the hoop. Off the front iron. Klecker up the floor. KJ looking for Snowden. I'll kick it out. Klecker on the move. It's good. To me, there's a high degree of difficulty in that shot.
Yeah, Brady's been working on those little runners in the lane, though, because he's finally realizing that, at this level, they're not going to let you get all the way to the rim. So you have to have options when you get in the paint area of different shots you can shoot.
Downing misses the shot. Long outlet.
Wow.
Snowden, as soon as he let it go, it's like, oops, I shouldn't have done that.
Well, he had Alvarez if he makes a good pass, and he just didn't make a good one.
Evan Downing would go to the free throw line.
Downing's been one of their best players as far as driving to the rim.
Matter of fact, Downing was 6 in the ball game. Hatch also was 6 for the Bruins. First free throw attempt is short. Gottsman will check in. Richardson will come out.
Now, this is an interesting lineup because, well, I guess you got Taylor at the point guard position. You took out Briley, who was probably playing that before.
Next free throw attempt. Rolls around and off. Ball's loose on the floor. Snowden with the basketball. Klecker, low post for Alvarez. Gottsman, he doesn't need an engraved invitation. Gottsman with a 3 ball.
He's got 13.
Downing on the drive, going hard to the hole. He lays it up and in.
Klecker over to help, but didn't really stop the ball.
Yeah, we got a whistle, stopping play. Timeout called by the challengers. Well, let's get an opportunity to recognize some of our sponsors. Rory Wold State Farm Insurance, protecting your dreams in Oregon for over 30 years. Like a good neighbor. Rory Wold State Farm Insurance. Also, thanks to Lippert's Carpet One for supporting our live streams. 2 giant warehouses, design help, and certified flooring installers. Lippert's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass. I want to remind Challenger fans the Challenger girls varsity will be in action tomorrow night against Pleasant Hill. And their girls program has one of the top teams in the state. So it'll be a good test for Coach Monty Coley and company. That game will be at 7, and it will be streamed on Table Rock Sports.
Nice.
Challenger girls team, well, you probably heard they kind of had a nice runaway victory. Got a lot of people involved in the game. Izzy had 15, and then Emma Coates had 13, coming off her 16-point night at Lakeview. And then Bryn Coppage came off the bench with 10.
Yeah, they've got some girls that can definitely knock down some threes this year, and they get a few of those going. They're really a tough team to beat.
Snowden handling the basketball, as you mentioned, Mark. And now shooting from the corner, Willard, but a put-back attempt by Alvarez. Misses on the first. He'll try it again, and he gets this one to go.
Yeah, he missed the easier one and made the tough one.
37 seconds left to go in the third. Downing with the ball, working against Gottsman. Screen there by Lampley. Carlson looking for help. Spatel. Downing now against Alvarez. Gets a screen from Hatch. He'll pull up, shoot. Nothing but net.
Timeout, Brookings.
So with the 3 ball, it's 62-26 on your John L. Scott scoreboard. We will take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back.
I've got a good
in Creek's retirement today for more information.
Oh, my goodness.
Against South.
Wow. Coming out of the timeout here. Challengers leading 62-26. En route to going 5-0 in league play and 13-4 overall. And Mark, I'm trying to remember the last time that our boys and girls programs had identical records this deep in the season.
It's been a while, I think.
Yeah, a long while.
Yes.
If ever.
Yeah, if ever. Good point.
You know. Alvarez on the inbound. Backcourt pressure by the Bruins. While the Bruins girls team is young with only 3 seniors, a lot of seniors on this Bruins boys team. Willard tries to fire the shot and Hatch says,
Yeah, nice block.
That ends up sailing out of bounds.
Well, you can see Happ and Alvarez are about the same size, looks like.
Snowden has his pass broken up, and now Hatch will let it fly, and that will end the third quarter of play. After 3 complete, it is the Challengers 62, the Bruins 26. We'll take a timeout and be right back here on TableRockSports.net.
All right, let's go, guys. 15 minutes. Get your stuff.
Bye, Mom.
Have a good day, guys. I don't know what happened.
Just next time, go a little slower and figure it out.
Okay, I get it. What you're going to do is you're going to take the line.
Life is busy. Juggling everything can be overwhelming. We've all been there. So consumed with our own lives that we sometimes forget about what someone else might be going through.
Ref, come on! No, ref! There's no contact! I'm straight up! That is a terrible
So
goal.
keep it in perspective, because we're all hoping for the same thing, to be respected for who we are and what we do. Remember, no ref, no game. You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your...
Going into the fourth quarter, Challengers in the driver's seat. Yeah, Kate Goldade out of the lineup this evening, resting up. Looks like Jaron Frankowiak, we haven't really seen him in a long time, and kind of resting up. He's been banged up a little bit. And then Derek Farmer with the ankle sprain in the first quarter. Dawson Murphy into the ball game. Looks like we also have Noah Darland.
Yeah, Noah getting his first chance to put on a varsity uniform, and those guys should be nice and warm as the ball goes out for Dawson. Around and out.
Well, the important thing is when you get that first shot attempt that you don't brick it.
Well, he didn't do that. It went all the way around the rim. And the one thing that I've really been thrilled with my guys, and when I say that the guys that are playing JV, you see Jacob and Dawson and Noah out there, they do defend well. It's a good defensive team we have. So
Gottsman for Darland. Swinging around the horn, Case Beer. Gottsman will let it fly. His shot no good. Case Beer with the rebound. Beamish trying to look inside for Gottsman. Unsuccessful there. Bruins break it up. Garcia to Downing. Gets a screen from Hatch. And looking for a little entry pass into Hatch. Hatch can't get it to go. And he gathers himself. And there with the rebound is Jacob Beamish. Sounds like he had quite a game against South Medford.
he did. He had 30 in the game against South Medford that we played tonight.
Dawson, Beamish. His shot off target. Well, it sounds like with him, the only thing missing from his game is free throw shooting.
Yeah, he can work on some ball handling a little bit too. But
yeah.
Yes, he's a real athletic guy.
And he's got pretty decent size too, as
Yes,
Patel knocks it down.
Nice little turnaround on the baseline there.
Gottsman for Darland. K-Spear. The swing it. Gottsman lets it go, and the shot no good. Murphy had it for a second, could hold on to it.
Yeah, Dawson's just getting back from a little chest congestion thing, that's been going around. So he's probably a little his energy meter after playing a little bit in the JV game is probably not very high at the moment, if you know what I mean. Just getting back from that.
Yeah, that would not shock me. Meanwhile, Hatch short from three. Alvarez with the long rebound. Outlets for Darland. I haven't seen this guy much, but it seems like, Mark, I've heard you say good things about Noah's ball handling.
We have a great group of freshmen. And he can knock down a three, too, if you give it to him.
Like that. Welcome to the show, Noah Darland. Spittel pulls up at the top of the key. Now Downing. He starts to make a move, dribbles it off his foot. It'll be Challenger basketball.
Somebody got a hand on that, knocked it off his foot. And you see some of those, some of these guys we played against in the JV game earlier tonight.
Looks like we've got Owen Austin and Cole Taylor. And then also in on the action, Toby Lampley, Hatch, Gottsman. Now in the high post is Murphy. Murphy going to make a move to the hoop, and he scores. (67-28). 3:56 left to go in the ball game. Doing a good job, Taylor, of keeping it in bounds. Hatch pulls up, shoots, shot short, but there might be a reason for it.
Well, and what I don't know if you noticed, Jim, but we got three freshmen and two sophomores on the floor right now for the Challengers.
The future of Cascade basketball in good
right
hands.
There. Love to see it.
Hatch.
Well, missed it by that much.
First free throw attempt is short, but he'll have another one coming. That one short as well. There, the rebound is Noah Darland.
Now he's back in the stat book again for Darland. Looks like the Challengers, the Bruins are in man-to-man now as Alvarez knocks down an elbow jumper.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, he's got some range.
Yeah, he does. He can make a three, too. I think as tall as he's going to be, he's not going to have to worry about that too much. But
no. And Cole Taylor knocking it down. He picks up his first bucket of the night to make it 69-31. Pass attempt broken up. There is Owen Austin, the sophomore. Beamish will take care of the inbound. Gottsman gets the screen from Alvarez. And there, maybe he showed the ball just a little too long.
Yeah, he got fouled, but
yeah,
that was a weird little play there.
Yeah. But Gottsman at the free throw line, I guess you can't complain too much if a kid's got 13 points off the bench at that. First free throw attempt is good.
And I think we're going to see K-Spear come in for Alvarez, I think. Oh, no, he's coming in for the shooter, so he's coming in for Gottsman. That's why he isn't coming in right now.
Gottsman, second free throw attempt. That one's good. So he fattens his batting average a little bit in the free throw department.
He ends up with 14 points on the night as he goes to the Challenger bench, and I don't imagine we will see him again.
You know what's funny about this Challenger team? All these guys can shoot, but the range kind of runs right between the low 40s to the high 40s as the basket's made. So you look at them and you go, that's a pretty solid group, but nobody really completely standing out. Same with free throws. You would say, no, we don't have any terrible free throw shooters on the team. But we have a lot of guys that probably haven't shot quite as high as they're capable of. So you got a lot of kids in the 60s.
Yep.
Bruins with the basketball, 71-33. Well, I think some of it, too, I think like a guy like Frankowiak, I figured that probably some of his percentages would be higher than they are currently, but he's kind of been battling through it this year.
Yeah, well, remember, he had an ankle that bothered him earlier in the season. And then he's had, of late, he's had a battle with the flu, you know, and that's been bugging him as well. So I think that's what I was talking about earlier when I say, you know, as we go forward, this team needs to get healthy, completely healthy, if they're going to make any kind of run at state.
Near steal there by Owen Austin. 71-35. We see some of these young Brookings guys getting an opportunity to play here and making the most of it. Beamish. Now a feed to Alvarez. He'll make a move, pull up, shoot. It's good. Or you tell me he really went insane in just one quarter of play against St. Mary's last Friday at the JV level.
Yeah, he had 11 in a quarter against St. Mary's.
Downing from long distance. Shot in and out, but there with the rebound. Brookings Harbor. Tried to feed it to Hatch. Hatch going to try to make a move. Little baby hook there. Hits every part of the rim and falls. Hatch with 8 in the game. 25 seconds left to go. K-Spear, Darland. And there is Murphy with it.
And they're just going to hold it here. And the Challengers are going to end up with a 73-37 win and take care of business here and hopefully get healthy as they, they have a Lost River game coming up that I think could be a good one for them over there at Lost River.
Yes.
Here next week, I believe. And,
right. I think coming up on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, and that's going to be a really good test for this Challenger team. And hopefully they can be healthy by then.
All right, well, we're down to the final score. The Challengers win the game by a score of 73-37. And again, hats off to Brookings Harbor. They got 37 points in 3 quarters.
Yep.
So once they got going, they averaged about 13 a quarter. It was just getting off the launching pad that ended up proving to be difficult.
Well, and the teams that come in here and play against the Challengers with this defense that they run in this tough environment to play in always struggle in that first quarter, and Brookings no different. And, the Challengers, and unfortunately, one of their best defensive players is Derek.
Yes.
And him not, Farmer not being able to play after that first quarter obviously probably affected some of that defense too, but the Challengers with a big lead after one as well,
Yeah.
So they started rotating guys in, and that's one of the things about this team, that they're trying to build some depth because they don't have a lot of it.
Right. No, good victory for the Challengers. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role postgame show. That will come up in 2 minutes here on TableRockSports.net. Sometimes
Carpet One has been serving Southern Oregon for 68 years.
And it's time to celebrate during our 68th anniversary sale.
Save on Southern Oregon's largest inventory of hardwood, waterproof flooring, carpet, laminate, and tile.
Plush carpet just $268 a square foot.
Laminate $168 a square foot.
Waterproof plank an incredible 68 cents a square foot.
Plus pay no interest for 12 full months. During the 68th anniversary sale at both Lippert's Carpet One locations, Medford and Grants Pass.
Don't miss the Start Something New sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
to stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
Tomorrow? It's all right. Welcome back to the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore and Becca Miracle on the camera. The Challengers now 5-0 in conference play and 13-4 overall with a commanding victory against the Brookings Harbor Bruins. I guess really all you have to know is this series of numbers, 22-0. That was the score after the first quarter, and no, we're not talking about football.
No.
And again, you mentioned, of course, with the injury to Derek Farmer, the absence of Cade Goldate in the lineup. Riley Richardson really got it going early. He got out there on the break and knocked some early shots down. And we had several of the other guys that, they've been the ones that have bided their time, and put their work in over the years and maybe haven't had a real chance to play yet. But this year, as injuries and illness come up, they get that chance and get rewarded for the work that they put in.
Well, they do, and it's nice to see some different guys get in the scorebook tonight, and we saw a lot of different guys get a chance to play. For example, we got to see Noah Darlin play his first minutes. He makes a three. We got to see Dawson Murphy, who hasn't played a lot at the varsity level, make a bucket tonight. So fun to see those kids that don't get in as often. Get an opportunity to score points in a varsity game, get a little bit of familiarity with how the court feels and the fans and all those kinds of things. That'll help them later, too.
Right.
And like we said, trying to build some depth for the Challengers. Unfortunately, since I got here late tonight, we don't have any stats, so I apologize for that. But
that's circumstances way beyond your control.
Way beyond my control tonight. And I'll make a plug for officials. We need more officials.
We do.
We just absolutely need more officials. If you're at all interested in being an official, check it out, because it's so frustrating as coaches when we try to, we have things planned and things come up like this where it's just we only have one official.
Yeah.
We don't have a second official.
Right.
And part of it is just the officials are they don't have enough. And on a Friday night, as you might imagine, there's a lot of games being played. Between varsity, JV, JV2 freshmen across the valley, and there's just not enough officials. So
and some of these older officials, I mean, you know that years ago they would have loved to have retired, but they continue to serve because they know if they're not there that they're going to,
there's not going to be games played. So
yeah.
Anyway, but because of that, I was we started our 4:00 game at 4:30 instead of at 4, and then that pushes our 5:30 game to 6, and then we didn't get done till I didn't get here till 7:30, I think.
Yeah.
So apologize for the no stats, but it was one of those nights where everybody got a chance to play.
Right.
Everybody got in the scorebook. Challengers looked good, and what they need to do now is get healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thankfully they'll have opportunity to do a little bit of that over the next few days and return to action on Tuesday against the Rogue River Chieftains. And given the disparity where the two programs are out, I suppose if there's a night where you say, hey, if you're not fully recovered, don't worry about it. Just take a night off.
Well, and I think that's what the Challengers are trying to do. They're trying to, like you said, didn't see Cade Goldate tonight. I think they're trying to rest a few of these guys that are having those kinds of issues to hopefully get them healthy going forward. Like I said, games like Lost River where they're going to need their full complement of players that they got coming up, and then of course building towards state. I mean, you think about it, we're in February here real quick, like tomorrow,
right.
And there's only February is kind of a short month, and the first week in March is the state playoffs. So there's not a lot of games left. I mean, the Challengers have just finished round 1 of the 2 rounds of league. Right? They play 5 games in the first round, then they play those teams in the opposite location 5 more games in the second round. And the Challengers have Lost River mixed in there, and I think there's 1 or 2 other games that they're going to play outside of the league games. So they're a handful of games away from heading toward the state playoffs. So as they continue to win, as you mentioned, they're the only undefeated team in the league right now. And St. Mary's, I believe, is currently in second, and Challengers did a good job of taking care of business over at St. Mary's, and they get to take them on here a little bit later in the schedule. But this league, unfortunately, is just not that tough this year, and it really you have to watch it, and that's why Coach tries to schedule some of these other games, because you have to play competitive basketball and be ready for that state tournament.
Right, absolutely. Well, the good news for the Challengers is they've managed to take good care of business. Now, obviously, tonight's not going to help them in the power rankings, but they came in number 5.
They did.
Which, we've always talked about. You like to be in that top 8, and then, of course, you need to take care of business in terms of your own league seeding and all of that stuff, and you do that, and hopefully what it gets you is you'd like to get a playoff game at home.
Well, they should. I mean, as long as you win your league and you finish in the OSAA top 12 rankings, then you automatically get a home playoff game.
Yeah.
So the Challengers should get a first round home playoff game. The big question is, where are they going to end up? It's somewhere between probably. They're going to keep dropping in the rankings because of these teams that they're playing right now. So I would expect they're going to end up in anywhere between 6 and 8 probably in the rankings by the time we get to the state tournament, and some of that will depend on the results of some of these games that aren't in the league as well. So the missing of the P Hill game that was supposed to happen on Saturday, while timing wise it wouldn't have been good for the Challengers, it would have been a helpful game for their RPI ranking, because P Hill is number 2 in state right now.
Right.
So that is a little unfortunate that they don't get an opportunity to play that game for ranking point reasons. But as you mentioned, with guys not available, it might have been a blessing in disguise.
It would have been tough sledding.
Yes, it would have been.
But then again, it's amazing to me how these guys, I think about the Lakeview game on Wednesday. I thought that was going to be tougher for the girls than it ended up being. And then the boys, while we saw something similar against St. Mary's, it took them a little time to get on track, but once they did, it was like, well, no looking back, and they got the 17-point win.
Yep, absolutely.
So, well, that'll wrap things up, and we want to thank you for watching today's broadcast. Thanks to Cascade Christian Athletic Director Nate Maben for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net and today's broadcast. Our next Table Rock Sports production featuring the Challenger boys will come up on Tuesday. Now, Coach Brian Morris is at $6.99. He'll be going for career win 700. We'll have that for you at 7 o'clock.
And a top 5 in the state.
Yes.
Ranking for wins in basketball, which is pretty amazing when you think about it.
Yeah, up in the rarefied air. Again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, you see the Cascade Christian Challengers 73, the Brookings Harbor Bruins 37. This has been a presentation of TableRockSports.net. Our executive producer is Joe Brett. With Mark McLemore and camera operator Becca Miracle, I'm Jim McCoy, saying thanks for watching and good night from Cascade Christian High School in Medford, Oregon.